Up with KREM begins now.
Time to rise and shine, everyone. Good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock here on your Monday. Welcome to Up with KREM and on KREM 2 Plus. I'm Tim Pham.
I'm Nicole Hernandez. We, of course, love our Mondays here, but particularly like this Monday because the weather's going to be good this week. So, Thomas, I know it's going to be warmer later, but what is the warmest day of the week going to be?
The warmest day of the week is going to be tomorrow,
Whoa.
Tuesday, where we get pretty close to 70 degrees here.
Yes.
That's going to be awesome. Even today is going to be no slouch in the mid-60s. It was kind of funny this past weekend because I thought yesterday was plenty warm in the sunshine. Ended up only in the mid-50s yesterday, so it's going to be a lot warmer today even compared to that. Also, a couple friends were texting me about the scattered showers on Saturday. The rain, not an issue at all for this week, but it is a bit colder this morning. Currently 34 in Spokane. That's officially at the airport. We're noticing a lot of areas in the upper 20s first thing this morning as we just hit sunrise at exactly 6:01, 6:02 here. So it's going to be sunny all day long today, and that's what helps to get those temperatures bumped up all the way into the mid-60s.
This morning, we're helping you prepare as you head out the door. Here are some traffic alerts to be aware of as we start off a new week.
So starting today, maintenance work on 3 different bridges on I-90 will start. You can see which ones are happening here on your screen. It will be the bridge west of Silverton over the South Fork of the Coeur d'Alene, the one at the Silverton interchange, and the Wallace Viaduct. Traffic in those spots will go down to 1 lane and the speed limit will be slower. The work will last through the summer and then the work should be done by late fall. Also starting today in Spokane, the southbound lane of Geiger Boulevard will be closed between Rowand Road and Flightline Boulevard until May 9th.
And if you're driving on Division Street today, the heavily traveled road will be down to 1 lane heading north between Magnesium Road and US 2 starting tonight at 8 o'clock. So if you don't know where this is right by the Y up north where it splits off. Work in that area should be done by tomorrow is what they're telling us. Now let's take a live look at I-90 and US 2 here heading towards the airport. You can see really great conditions this morning, just 1 or 2 vehicles out on the roadways. We love to see it. Hey, there's a few more. No major traffic problems and we're crash free, which is what we like to see here as we kick off a brand new week. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. Happening today, the Spokane City Council will hold its first reading of the Ban the Address ordinance.
The ordinance would make it so employers cannot ask about an applicant's address or housing situation until after they offer the job. The ordinance sponsors say it will make hiring chances more fair. The goal is to help reduce discrimination against people experiencing homelessness. Also happening today, the hearing for a new Chick-fil-A is officially taking place tonight.
KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live in downtown Spokane for us right now. So Brandon, tell us more about this because this would be the fast food chain's second location in Spokane. What else do we know? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Well, that hearing will be a part of tonight's City Council meeting here at City Hall in downtown Spokane. And what we do know is that this, again, would be the second location, but this location would be near Mission and Ruby. So just a few blocks away from Gonzaga's campus, which is, of course, a busy area, not only because of the college students, but also that's just a busy road in general. Ruby and then Division over there. But in terms of that hearing taking place tonight, there's still some homes and other forms of property that currently stand in place for where this Chick-fil-A would be. So tonight's hearing is focused on, quote, the vacation of the west 150 feet of the alley between Mission and Cinto from Ruby to Pearl as requested by Chick-fil-A. Council will read ordinance C-36642, which ultimately approves vacating of the property. As for when any form of real construction will take place, that's still to be determined. But what we do know is this is the next step for what's also becoming a booming chicken area. I know we've been talking about that a little bit, but there's just been quite a few of those spots taking place. Again, when you're thinking about Raising Cane's, you've got that Chick-fil-A further north up as well on Division. But a lot of chicken places. Of course, this would be the second one for Chick-fil-A. But for now, reporting live here in downtown Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Well, this morning, new concerns about the economy after President Trump said Chinese electronics will actually not be exempt from his tariffs.
On Friday, U.S. Customs released a bulletin stating Chinese electronics would be excluded from reciprocal tariffs. But then on Sunday, the president posted saying there was no tariff exception.
So it's not that they won't be subject to tariffs geared at reshoring, they'll just be under a different regime.
Now, the president is promising more tariffs. Yesterday, President Trump told reporters to expect new tariff announcements soon. Happening today, President Trump is planning to meet with El Salvador's president at the White House.
El Salvador just released video of the U.S. military deporting 10 alleged gang members. There's also still a court battle happening over a Maryland father the Trump administration sent to a notorious prison in the Central American country by mistake. The Supreme Court told the administration to bring him back to the United States. Meanwhile, a federal judge is still allowing immigration agents to work enforcement operations at houses of worship. A U.S. district judge in Washington state made this ruling. More than 24 Christian and Jewish groups had filed the lawsuit. It was over the new policy that rescinded a 30-year-old Department of Homeland Security policy limiting where migrant arrests could happen, including in places like houses of worship and schools. New this morning, several Eastern Washington sheriffs went to Washington, D.C. to testify in Congress about sanctuary state and city policies impacting law enforcement.
Eastern Washington's Congressman Michael Baumgartner invited sheriffs from Adams, Stevens, Ferry, and Pend Oreille counties. Adams County Sheriff Dale Wagner says he spoke about how certain policies hinder his ability to work in partnership with federal agencies like ICE. During their time in D.C., the sheriffs met with several leaders across Congress, ICE, Customs and Border Protection, and the Department of Justice. In a Facebook post, Sheriff Wagner wrote, quote, "The conversations were productive and well received." New this morning, today a mega lawsuit kicks off that could decide the fate of Meta. The Federal Trade Commission is accusing billionaire Mark Zuckerberg's company of stifling competition with his purchases of Instagram and WhatsApp. Meta says the purchases were necessary to compete with other popular apps like TikTok and YouTube. Federal prosecutors want the Facebook parent company to spin off Instagram and WhatsApp.